We're going to be talking about expertise in industrial networks, which is the basis for every digitalization solution. And our next expert says, quote, selling a product alone is just half the deal. We need to accompany the customer to offer an overall consulting approach on how to use it to make our customer more successful, which again is beneficiary for both sides, the customer and for Siemens. So let's welcome him with a big round of applause. And like I said, come inside. Here's Tim Pitteling.
Hey, Chris.
Tim, nice to have you.
Thank you.
Well, I gave you an applause, okay? Our guests here, they're still kind of sleepy, getting their coffee, getting their drink, but that's okay. Yeah, there we go. You got a fan here.
Thank you.
But you got to tell me, Tim, what happened?
Yeah, you know, this morning I didn't take care of my personal safety, but I can assure you we take care of our customers' network security.
Well, with that, I'll leave you on stage, so have fun.
Thank you. Okay, welcome here in the Siemens Thought Leaders Forum. My name is Tim Pitteling, and I'm with the Siemens Industrial Communications Group, and I'm really glad to see that so many people are here for our presentation today. So, as Chris already said, we want to talk about how our expertise in industrial networks can help you and your company to be more successful. So I want to lead here with a first question, and that is, what is driving your business? And the first thing that everyone probably comes to mind is how to reduce cost. Because reducing cost is one key element of ensuring that we can stay ahead of our competition. And why is that so important? Because with globalization and faster logistics, we all know that the competitors that were in the past far, far away, they are now right here in our backyard. So we have to ensure that reducing costs is always on our mind. That brings me to my next topic. How do we ensure reducing cost? That means, for example, by increasing productivity. And I want to give you an example why this might be even more challenging today than it was in the past. 20 years back, think car manufacturing. 20 years back, a car had maybe 30, 40 options. Today, customers desire options from us as manufacturers. They want to have 20-inch wheels, sports steering wheel, custom-colored leather seats, all these things. That's what they expect from us, and we have to deliver, because otherwise we will fall behind. But that means we have to manage all these options. We have to manage this complexity. And we can only do this efficiently with a lean manufacturing process. But while we have to manage all this complexity, we also have to ensure that we don't skimp on quality one bit. So we have to even actually increase quality. Because in all these global media today, with Twitter, Facebook, you cannot allow any problem. Because with these meteors, this will go out in the world within seconds, and this is something no company can afford. So what would you say if I tell you there's one very simple solution to that, and that's like increasing transparency? Because transparency is the prerequisite to ensure you have lean manufacturing processes. And how do you get that? You have to always understand what orders you're getting in. You have to always understand what goods you're shipping to keep assets low. And now you have to take this knowledge and bring it into your manufacturing process day by day and continuously optimize your whole production value chain. Because this ensures that you can be very efficient with your production. But now the next question clearly is, how do you get this transparency? And actually, you first start with networking. You start connecting one machine to the next machine so they can talk and react on each other. So they can be better and better, and you can control their effectiveness. But then you can go even one step further and do also a vertical connection. And for example, use our open cloud-based IoT operating system, MindSphere, because that allows you to, for example, combine all the data from your different lines, your different manufacturing facilities even, and make more educated decisions going forward. And that allows you to be more effective. I want to give you one example here, and that's how to be better with MindSphere with condition monitoring. In the past, what happened if a machine broke? You had to call a guy Then he had to maybe get a visa. It took him 2 days to get to you. And what happened during these 2 days? Anyone has an idea? Nothing happened. Production was standing still, huge amounts of money lost. Today, with something like MindSphere, we can continuously check on the health status of our devices and ensure that we call already ahead and predict that something might fail and have the service guy on site. Or we use something like a remote monitoring solution that allows us to even maintain the machine from far away. But now, that brings me to the next topic. How do we get this data physically into the MindSphere? And that is by having a powerful and reliable network in the background. Because a powerful and a reliable industrial communication network is the base for any digitalization solutions. Why is that the case? With all these requirements of having access to condition monitoring, monitoring your processes and production facilities with cameras, adding more and more data, this requires that maybe networks already have 1 gigabit, 10 gigabit in the production site. We have many customers that require that already. And so this will go up and up and up in the future. And therefore, we have to ensure that we build a network today that is reliable and future-proof, because we cannot change our manufacturing facilities every year. So now we talked about these requirements, but hey, many people often come to us and say like, come on, a network is a network, or there's no difference between, for example, IT and OT, and OT stands for operational technology, so the production plant floor. But I tell you there is. There's actually a lot of differences, okay? But clearly one is that our networks in OT are always built to the exact standards and the requirements of our customers, while in IT, they normally follow the same design and blueprint. I want to give you a couple examples on that. Think high availability. So I'm sure everyone had this once in a while, sitting in the office at their desk, trying to surf the internet. Internet doesn't work. Who gets upset? You get upset. But your boss, he doesn't get upset. He doesn't care. He actually is happy that you're working now because you don't have access to the internet. But when you now think of production facility, if the production facility network is down for 5 minutes, trust me, your boss will be upset. And if that's the case because you didn't use reliable hardware that's made for the industrial use case, you're in big trouble. Another example is security. While in IT, we often talk about the first topic is confidentiality. In the OT world, the most important topic for us is ensuring uptime and protecting against unauthorized access. And that's why we have security. Because can you imagine what happens if someone accesses your network, starts, stops motors and production lines, maybe gets even people hurt? We can afford that. Then mobile applications. Next topic. Mobile applications in industry are, for example, AGVs, automated guided vehicles. Think like a driverless forklift. They often operate on Wi-Fi. So, hands up, who has used a Wi-Fi on a fairground like this? How great was the performance? I'm not saying here I'm sure it's great, but on average, it was not good, or? Because that's so many people are trying to access the Wi-Fi at the same time, and that makes it very challenging to get through with your communication. That is something you cannot use in a plant floor. Or would you trust such a Wi-Fi for your real-time deterministic communication? I wouldn't. But we at Siemens, we understand these challenges. We have implemented own protocols like IPCF that allows you to use redundant and reliable Wi-Fi and deterministic on the production floor. Now, last point here, flexibility. A lot of people use non-modular devices. But in our world, you often have to adjust flexible to what the production requires. Maybe you have to expand a line, and therefore you need to add a couple fiber ports. With modular devices that we have, you can just add these 2 fiber ports that you need without having to shut the device even down. And what does that mean? That means you can continue working. You are not losing money by shutting down your production because you need 2 extra ports. And that's a great feature. But now we talked about product requirements. What else do we need? we need a well thought through concept how to build a network so that we can come through reliably with our production task. And we from Siemens, we say a network should have 3 different layers. On top, there's the IT layer, which is the internet connectivity, where the offices are connected. And that's full responsibility of the IT. But the bottom section includes the production backbone and the production cell level. That's where the automation task is carried out, and that's where we need the automation guys to take care of. That's where we cannot accept a single error. Remember that internet issue we had at the beginning. Because that's where we use redundancy. That's where we use this reliable Wi-Fi, and that's where we, for example, use an industrial network monitoring so maintenance staff can easily understand and replace things very quickly. But that's also where all these SCADA and automation systems come together, so they should be system tested all together, and that's something what Siemens can offer. So, but it also means we have to maybe even talk more about this production backbone, because in times of digitalization, where all this data and this complexity comes into the network, we have to ensure that we can manage that. And therefore, we need an own layer that fulfills the IT requirements for connectivity, but it also ensures that we can come reliably through with our automation tasks. What you just saw is one example for a factory automation network. But we at Siemens, we also do these for many other verticals and industries. We have them, for example, for electric power, oil and gas, process automation, food and beverage, and many more. So now we talked about products, concepts, all those things. And you know, we have products that are globally available and supported, but we have more now. We have also trainings and certification classes that allow your employees and your engineers to come as well educated as our engineers are, to learn from the best about how to do network right in the automation space. And if that's not enough, if you want to have someone that helps you design or consult with you on your network, and that you need to, for example, help you configure your network, we have professional services that have experts that can help you with that. And if even that's not enough, and you need more, you want someone maybe on site with you day to day to support you with your network operations, we also have a global expert partner network that helps you every day and is with you and maybe embeds even an engineer with you. Because in these times of digitalization, you have to ensure your network is running. So you might ask now, how do we know that at Siemens? Why do we even care about networks so much? Let me tell you this, we are in the same boat with you. We are also a manufacturer. We also need to reduce cost. And that's why we started many, many years ago, over 25 actually, to understand how to build industrial networks right in the automation space. And that's why we really are the trusted partner for you going forward. So I want to close with this. Let us help you build a reliable communication base to drive to digitalization. And we understand digitalization and connect you to the mind sphere. We understand your industry. We understand industrial communication and automation. And we have a proven track record. That being said, thank you very much for your attention. And come visit us at the Industrial Communication booth if you want to learn more about how to build a reliable industrial communication network. Thank you.
Gentlemen, to Tim Pitaling. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.